get you up to speed now on the start of tech earnings. First up is Netflix, reporting after the bell today, and shares moving just a bit today, up about 0.75%. Allie Canal here with what we can expect to see. Allie, what's the expectation, and how much are we going to see in the report versus what we're anticipating to hear in the call?
Well, that's the big thing. I think for this earnings report, it's not necessarily going to be about the numbers. It's going to be about the commentary that we receive in that earnings report, in that earnings release. JP Morgan, they published a new note earlier this morning, basically emphasizing that it's not about the first quarter. It's really about what we hear when it comes to the password sharing crackdown, when it comes to ad supported for those users. Now, these are both two huge revenue drivers that Netflix is really looking forward to really seeing the fruits of that play out towards the back half of this year and into 2024. Now, before we get there, there's going to be a lot of short-term noise, especially surrounding churn. JP Morgan published a new note this morning demonstrating how some of that noise has already played out, with Google search trends for the phrase cancel Netflix peaking around the time the company announced its crackdown on password sharing. So you're seeing right there on your screen around January and February of this year. Now, because we haven't seen this crackdown roll out in the US just yet, as well as some other major countries like Brazil, I have noticed a lot of analysts upwardly revising their subscriber guidance for Q1 and lowering their sub forecast for Q2 in order to reflect any potential churn that we could see down the line as this rollout continues. But I will say that consensus estimates overall for the quarter, they have subscriber net additions coming in at 2.3 million, with revenue estimated at $8.18 billion, earnings expected to come in at $2.86 a share. But like I said earlier, for this particular report, it's not necessarily going to be about those quarterly numbers. It's going to be about the commentary, the color in the release, in the earnings call, because investors, they have a lot of questions that they need answers to, right? When will this password sharing crackdown hit the US? What will that look like? How has the ad tier been performing? What the heck happened to the Love is Blind live reunion special? So, I could go on and on here, even when it comes to theatrical, right? With how well Amazon did with Air, releasing that in theaters. Will Netflix change its stance on that? So there's a lot really to be discussed here.
And we don't know how a call goes in the post-Reed Hastings
exactly,
era, right?
The first earnings report since Mr. Reed left the company.
But a massive glitch there for their live programming. So any commentary on that, I think, is going to be huge.
I would be shocked if they didn't address it.
Shauna was waiting up all night for that Love is Blind reunion.
She wasn't alone.
And she never got it.
A lot of people were, and people were very, very upset about it. So,
it was trending all over the place.